Hello, good evening and welcome to the Hot Seat. In the Hot Seat today is Mr. Cornel Hilton Pereira, the founder of the Colombo Hilton Hotel project. Last week we asked him about the setting up and the creation of the iconic project in Colombo at a time when the country was going through one of its darkest periods. 1983, July and so on happened during that period. And today we wish to find out from Mr. Cornel Pereira the balanced part of that story, especially in the context of Yaha Palane. Good evening and welcome to Hot Seat, Mr. Pereira.
Good evening.
Mr. Pereira, the Hilton project has been steeped in controversy. It has been described by one Treasury Secretary as having had an avalanche of litigation. And it seemed that the progress of your hotel, and I say deliberately, your hotel, was blocked. You told us last week about the 1994, the
Yes.
ascendancy of President Kumaratunga as president, and the start of your troubles. But in all this, at the time that you took out the loan for $51 million, it was denominated in Japanese yen. As the years went by, and as the currency fluctuation was very volatile, why didn't you change the loan to an international currency such as an American dollar?
I'm so happy you asked me this question. This will explain, I will explain to you. I was a businessman, yes. I did supermarket, so many other things. So, wouldn't I have known the basic truth about the currency appreciation? I knew this way before it became volatile.
Right.
And we're endeavoring, trying hard, and President Jayawardena tried to help us to switch the yen loan to dollars. One day he said to us, why don't you people switch it to dollars? Why yen? My guarantee is good for Swiss francs, dollars, euro, or that time it was Deutschmark, anything. And that's what we were doing. I have documents here where Mr. Paskalingam, Shanmugalingam were in the final stages talking to me about switching to dollars, not just switching to dollars was one. The more interesting thing was releasing the state out of this.
Right.
And I had offers, I have documents addressed to the executive and
President Kumaratunga.
President Kumaratunga.
Yeah.
Because when it was addressed to me, I was told, no, then send it to the president.
Right.
And it's very clear where this bank and another South African bank were both offering to take over the loan,
Right.
settle the Japanese,
Yeah.
and then government is out.
Right.
The comfort of staying in the hotel, enjoying, all that would have ended then. They never wanted to let go of the hotel.
Right. Okay, but
Guarantee would have been released in 94, 95 for sure.
Right. So going back, why do you think the government, as you maintain, opposed the move to switch to dollars?
Of course, they can keep it in yen. They can burden the owning company.
Yeah.
And they will be there, part of the hotel. And this was a huge hindrance to me.
So you
and
say
to
that this was premeditated action.
premeditated, determined action. Roadblocks were put in every place. They blocked me. I had such beautiful chances of getting. If it was somebody else, if I was the favorite of the then government, they would have jumped at it. They get off scotch-free. They land me in this soup when I had, besides others, the American, Mr. Paskalingam knows, Mr. Shanmugalingam knows, the others who were there know it. Even Mr. A.S. Jayawardena, who was secretary, knew it. They just ignored. Why? Then
But
they have no hold on the Hilton then. They would have.
Okay, but also, Mr. Pereira, the Hilton opened in 87.
Yes.
The economy wasn't really doing brilliantly.
No, it wasn't doing well.
And so, whilst you may have made an operational profit, you didn't make enough to repay, to service the loan.
To service the loan. Money wasn't enough to service
So
the loan.
it was fortuitous for you and for the Japanese that the government of Sri Lanka stood by with its sovereign guarantee.
Yes.
And of course, they would have taken the wider picture to promote the economy and the tourism, and
Of course.
and we needed a business hotel and so on. But you ended up in court. You were dragged into court.
I was
probably.
dragged into court.
But
On false allegations, fabricated stories.
Right, but
And-
none of these court cases have actually reached a conclusion, because none of these cases have actually.
No, you can have the control over the judiciary,
Yeah.
over the ages, the whole system.
So what you're saying is that, but you were very much a victim
I was
of this lopsided and dependent judiciary.
Yeah, the state can control everything,
Yeah.
but the state, this is white,
Yeah.
through their lackeys, or the judiciary can't say this is black.
Right.
There wasn't such a mad guy. I won all the cases, every case. We have a case 5095 on now in court, where everything, all those agreements during that regime, enjoyed.
So actually, now that in today, 2016, we are now living in this Yapalane,
Yes.
we could also put down, almost bring it to a fine point, to say that this, the breakdown of the independence of the judiciary and so on, started in Mrs. Kumaratunga's reign. Or before?
Or before, but I can say I suffered, I was tortured, humiliated, harassed, threatened, come to court, we'll settle you. But I had the strength, my spiritual strength, my family telling me, with Network 6 Pereira saying, Dad, this is only concrete, let it go. But I was
But what happened to your bank account, your personal bank account? What happened to that?
I was afraid my money is also, that's why
Did you have much money left after you embarked on this amazing
No,
quest
I
for
was
this hotel?
I was earning monies. I used to do tenders. I used to
So you
work
had
in
other
business.
businesses?
Yeah, other business, and every cent has been accounted for, listed, because I was scared they would harm me differently also.
So,
I was living in fear most of the time.
so in the unlikely event that the senior DIG of the FCID, Mr. Y. Lankara, comes knocking at your door, you'll have all the answers. You've got nothing to hide.
I have nothing to hide. As a matter of fact, I didn't go to them complaining, because in my heart I've forgiven them, and I know the Lord is with me.
On that score, we'll take a short commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Welcome back to the hot seat with Colonel Hilton Pereira. Mr. Pereira, you said that you've forgiven the
Yes.
government, the previous government. Have you spoken to President Kumaratunga?
I actually, in this regime change business, we came together sometimes, but never really spoken. And the lady sent me an invitation, and the secretary called me for her birthday at the St. Bridget's thing.
Did you go?
No,
Did you send her a cake?
no, I didn't.
Did you send her a present? Did
No,
you
that
send her
would be-
sweets?
No, that's not straight, because I was hurt so much. She ruined my life from the time she came. Everything that I did for this country, besides Hilton, I was able to successfully bring in the Mihali coal power project in 1994. And
What happened to that project?
that Mr. Ramanujam's letter, where they issue it to us, Mr. Bhaskaralingam's, all documents I have. And that was sabotaged deliberately.
These are-
And that, may
yeah.
I finish? There was one of the agents of President who tried to demand 15% of the project. I have the papers, I have the documents.
We'll have to talk to you about that on a different...
And just imagine, if in 1994, 96, we had 300 megawatts of coal power in Trincomalee with the support and help of the LTT. They were behind us. We went by road, fixed wing. We were welcome. Because this was not just a business project. This was a project which would contribute to the long-term solution of the LTT thing. That's what we were after.
So, back again to the Hilton. The losses accumulate, and the currency fluctuation is so severe that but that presents a question to me.
Yeah.
If the, as you told me, the value of the contract, turnkey, was $51 million.
Yes.
Then why is it that we are treated to various reports in the press that an accountant
saved so much money?
The claim of the accountant is that this person says that he played a pivotal role in persuading the Japanese to write off something like 90 billion rupees. I might be wrong on that figure, but it was something substantial.
Excuse me for we borrowed 12.3 billion yen.
Right.
We paid back 12.3, not one yen was reduced from that capital of 12.3 billion.
So the write-off, was it merely the fluctuation?
There was no write-off. Banker, I wish...
Was that currency fluctuation?
The currency, yes. Volatile, yes, that was. But they never wrote off 1 yen from the 12.3 billion yen, which was borrowed in 84, till we had paid. Why is it then that the Merchant Bank of Sri Lanka report almost sort of acknowledges that this 90 billion or whatever big amount was written off? Yes.
What is that?
No, that was because he helped to burden the Hilton. So the Hilton will stay with the government.
Right.
He helped to burden the Hilton. Any simple accountant can see if you have an offer of a dollar loan to pay the Japanese yen loan off, then we are free. I was the full owner of the hotel in 94. We had this offer.
At any time in these years, since 94 and up to 2011, has the government, various governments, because we had Mrs. Kumaratunga, then we had President Rajapaksa, twice, Rajapaksa 1, Rajapaksa 2.
Yes.
Has an offer ever been made to you to settle you, to do some, even if it's mediocre, some form of justice to you in terms of financial reparation to you?
Or there have been unofficial offers getting me to exit from the project, and part of that offer has to be kicked back also.
And you've been steadfast in your refusal?
Of course I have, because I believed one day there will be justice. I worked 3 years full-time for regime change till the president was elected. Since then, 1 year I'm still working. I've worked for the party, I worked for the general elections, I worked with so many. And I can tell you this, one of the persons, the Venerable Sobita, who was the prime mover, in his last days, he has told the state people that I was the biggest support he had. I was supporting him in every way I could, and the moment too.
Your minority shareholder has apparently reached a settlement with the former Treasury Secretary, who wanted to put a stop to this avalanche of litigation which was blocking the progress of this project and the payment to the Japanese and so on. As part of that agreement, the government have agreed, or more or less we are told that the government have agreed to pay some money. So if this minority shareholder is getting paid, we are treated to reports in the press that 300 million is the figure
Yes.
for a minority shareholder. Then on that basis, Mr. Pereira,
Yes.
what would your 56% amount to?
I should get about 7, 8, 9 billion rupees.
In dollars?
In dollars,
40, 50 million?
Yeah, at least $100 million for my shareholding of 84%, if that is the payment.
Why is your shareholding gone up from 56%
No,
to
that's the
83%
27%
of the
Japanese who didn't give it at that time
Right.
into the transfer to the treasury as
We know that you played a pivotal role, you played a role in the movement to achieve regime change, to bring back
the general elections.
Yes,
UNP.
to bring back this change and to eradicate this lawlessness and the accumulation of power and corruption and so on. So you were very much part of this Sirisena Wickremesinghe combine.
Yes.
Were you given assurances beforehand that in the event that they do secure victory, that they would do justice to you?
Definitely. I have paper cuttings where the President and the Prime Minister, the then leader of the opposition, they've all said that justice will be done in the Hilton case.
Right.
Justice. And I had, therefore, enough reason. Besides that,
Yeah.
I had every year paid advertisements to show my position as the owner, never disputed, never refuted.
Did you, under the expropriation bill,
Yes.
there is provision for shareholders or people who are owed money by HDL, the company that has been taken over?
Must be settled.
Yes. Did you ever make a claim under that scheme?
No, I had made the right claim just earlier before expropriation, and that is the claim that led to this expropriation bill overnight. Why? The agreement that the state has signed clearly states once the yen loan is settled, the shares shall revert to Cornell and the government directors cease to be. This was a shock to them.
Right.
And
All right. We'll come back to this last bit and we'll take a short commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the hot seat, the final part of the life and times of Mr. Cornel Hilton Pereira. Mr. Pereira, talking about settlement, the Japanese were settled, as you say, the 12.3 billion.
plus the interest.
Plus interest, yes. So the Japanese were settled. And in this scheme, in this settlement that was put together by Dr. Jayasundra, the Secretary Treasury at the time, the intention was clear, to get rid of the litigation and to rid this problem. And so they paid the Japanese. They have an agreement, so we are told, with Mr. Amarasekara, who had initiated some legal action, derivative action, because he's a shareholder. This is not public interest. We know that, right? And so what about you? Did they come to? Did they reach an agreement with you too?
No. They are.
Or did they just ignore you?
Both governments, from Madam's time, their whole purpose, objective, sinister motive was to dispossess me of the hotel. Get me out of it.
And
that's
what was
why when we presented this letter to say, now, please, government directors, get out, and Secretary, transfer the shares back to me, then within 2-3 days, they pulled off this coup with the assistance, of course, the capable assistance at that time of Mr. Mohan Piris, who was then the Attorney General,
I want to ask you very quickly, because we will be running out of time. What was the role of the Rajapaksa appointed chairman of HDL, Mr. Thirukumar Nadesan? Did he have a role to play? Did he help you? Was he detrimental? What was his role? Is it true that he wanted to take the hotel over? Did he have the funds? Was he front-running for somebody else? These are the questions we'd want you to answer rather quickly.
Well, he said he came on. My lawyer said he can't be the chairman, and I was going to file action. Then within half an hour of a telephone call that I made to him, he was there at the Royal Park. My son was there, Carl, and he said he saw that he came to help me, not to cause any trouble. And it was hard for me to believe.
So has he helped? Did he help you?
Oh, he was very clear he was carrying out a mission for the Rajapaksa family.
And you can say that with responsibility.
I can say that. He several times he was feeling sorry for me sometimes. He said, I feel bad, Cornel. I know these people are going to do something. They are going to take your hotel away. He knows. He is a qualified accountant. He knows exactly. He has said it to me so many times. I know that if not for you, there won't be this hotel.
Now then, can I ask you, put it to you in this way?
Yes.
The government have finally paid. They've deducted, if you do the sums, clearly the Hilton has made some money over the years. So if you deduct one from the other, there is a shortfall, I'm told, of about 32 million US dollars.
No, the company, you're right, HDL, HDL, we paid most of the money. There's still
32 million.
32 million, but the government as obligo, they had to contribute.
Yes, of course. However,
but that is no big deal, because if I had said at that time to the government, okay, you give me $50 million for bringing and delivering the hotel where there was two terrorist movements going and the open market couldn't move forward. I did that. Right. I did several other things.
So you acknowledge that there is this 32 million outstanding?
Yes, there is 32 million, only because I was not allowed to switch to dollars or to use the offers.
Well, yes, for whatever reason,
yes.
The government is owed 32 million.
In 4 years...
Now, is it only fair that you acknowledge that there needs to be some method for the government to obtain this 32 million and repay itself? Because it can't be subsidizing private business.
Of course not. But at the same time, is it not fair? If I made a claim against the government for not allowing the 20 years of sufferings I've been through, I would have been owed my business, my entrepreneurship all ended in 94. That's all I contributed to this country, and within that time I contributed more than anyone else.
Do you believe the Prime Minister and his officials when they tell you that they will see justice done for you?
Yeah, I've been promised justice.
And do you have faith in the system?
I have. They've not only said it, in the media, they have gone on record.
When is the last time you checked your blood? I just want to know whether it was red or green.
Yes. Mine has always been from...
So you are as green as they come?
Oh, yes.
So you support this party?
I can tell you this. I can't think of anyone, if the Prime Minister or the President or anybody else can show me, a non-politician who contributed to the regime change as much as I've done, who took the risks as I have done. On the 4th, in the papers I had to lend my name, otherwise they wouldn't print the adverts in support of the government.
So
my office was like a little Srikota, sir.
Okay, and it's not too far from Srikota too. But, very quickly, can you tell me how much will you settle for? 56% plus 27 and all that business aside.
Yeah, 84% of the shares is mine.
Right, but how much? In dollar terms, how much will you settle for?
I would like to settle for not less than $100 million, tell you the truth. And I have to be paid the damages done to me by the state.
Right.
Damages ruining my career after 94, I did no business.
Okay, can you give us a figure? Can you share, you must have told the government of today how much you're willing to settle for?
No, I haven't. My first expectation, very rightly, was to get the hotel back.
Right.
But that I know that's not happening. They don't have the money.
Will you settle for less than $75 million? Will you settle for more than $75 million?
I will settle for a fair amount. If I say, okay, give me the selling price of the hotel, today you can sell it as it is.
Yes, how much?
We are in the trade. For not less than $200 million.
So would you take $100 million?
Yes. 100 million. Why not?
And what are the chances of you getting this 100 million?
Pardon?
What are the chances of you getting the 100 million?
That I leave it in the
Is there more chance of Sri Lanka being engulfed in 10 feet of snow? What do you think?
I don't want to wait that long.
Are you a wagering man? Are you a betting man?
I'm not a betting man. I don't.
Right.
I'm not a casino man, but I have faith. And with that faith, I've had my visa extended. Now I'm going 76. So I can't expect another 10, 15, 20 year visa, life visa. So I want the money like today. Give me today, I'll settle for less.
Colonel Hilton Pereira, thank you very much for being in the hot seat. We've enjoyed your presence, and we wish you all the best. And we do hope you get settled.
Yes.
Thank you for being in the hot seat.
I also want to have sleepful nights.
Very good.